Let's see, what's this part? So there's this. There's a door here. There's a door there. There's two buttons. One opens each one, and then you have to get one of the pellets into that switch. I mean, that's not too complex, I don't think. But again, I'll just do it, right? Because there's no teaching here really anymore at this point in the game. I mean, there's still the buttons, there's still the colors, the lines, the doors and all that. But basically they've taught you the mechanisms already of the game, and they're just asking you to solve it. Actually, I should have put the portal there. And again, the extended panel suggests to you that you should put the portal on it. And let's find the other pallet. So we need to get the pallet into the switch. So again, we have this thing where you're using portals to bridge a fairly long distance. So you kind of need to think ahead a little bit and plan what you're gonna do. Is that? Yeah, that's right. So if we kind of stand here, I think we won't get hit. There we go. And that raises all three of these platforms. Now I know what happens in the next part of the game, but I just want to test this out. So let's say we come here and we leave our companion cube behind. Let's just see what happens. So the exit. Okay, I see. So you need the cube to open the door here. Heartbreak and fire. Funny. So you need a cube for this switch. So let's do that. Let's just go out. So you have to bring the cube. You can't get past this bit otherwise. Yeah, so like most games, there's a lot of stuff to talk about at the start, because that's when you're introduced to all these ideas. But as you play through the game, then at some point there's not too much more to say, because you already know what's going on with everything. And it's just about getting through the game. And here, I mean, if I was solving the puzzles for the first time, I guess...
You did it. The weighted companion cube certainly brought you good luck. However, it cannot accompany you for the rest of the test and, unfortunately, must be euthanized. Please escort your companion cube to the Aperture Science Emergency Intelligence Incinerator.
Aperture Science Emergency Intelligence Incinerator. They're teaching you about a game mechanics that's gonna be important towards the end. I mean, if you played the game before, then you know what's going on anyway. So they set up the companion cube with
Rest assured that an independent panel of ethicists has absolved the Enrichment Center, Aperture Science employees, and all test subjects of any moral responsibility for the companion cube euthanizing process.
And then she keeps going on about how the companion cube, like there might be a problem with destroying it, right? There's a moral issue with destroying it anyway. So that opens this.
While it has been a faithful companion, your companion cube cannot accompany you through the rest of the test. If it could talk, and the Enrichment Center takes this opportunity to remind you that it cannot, it would tell you to go on without it because it would rather die in a fire than become a burden to you.
So there's smoke and fire in there, and I guess it's fairly obvious that this is dangerous. and we drop the cube in.
You euthanized your faithful companion cube more quickly than any test subject on record. Congratulations.
Again, the mind games, GLaDOS being mean and all that, it's all setting it up for the next part of the story, of course. Interesting. So at the very end of this level, where, you know, they're putting you to the test with all these game mechanics using a cube, they teach you a little bit about the emergency intelligence incinerator, that thing, and dropping things in to destroy them. That's interesting. They're introducing an element at the end there. And it is important by the end of the game that you understand how that works. I'm just trying to figure out, like, the design process, like how would they think to put it there? I guess this is the level where you need to maintain the cube through the whole thing. So I guess then they would write a little story about how it's a companion cube and then how in the end you have to destroy it. And then they use that as an opportunity to teach you about the mechanism for destroying objects. Like, at this point, that seems like opportunistic game design. Whereas, you know, at the start of the game, everything seemed really clear. Like, the design of the levels and them introducing you to elements. Like, all of that is fairly like, the method for doing that is fairly straightforward and seemed like well planned, whereas this, it seemed like they're taking opportunities where they can to, I mean, I would imagine, I don't know, I mean, I don't work at Valve, but I would imagine that they started off with that level where the mechanic is to use the cube in different situations to get to the end. And then having done that, and then having designed the end of the game, they decided, well, we need to teach the player that they need to destroy things sometimes, and that this incinerator destroys things. So then they put that in, and then having done that, they decided, well, since we're gonna get the player to hold on to the cube and then destroy it, then maybe we can make this little companion cube thing, put a heart on it, and just make it this little funny storyline about how the cube is.
The experiment is nearing its conclusion. The Enrichment Center is required to remind you that you will be baked, and then there will be cake.
You will be baked, and there will be cake? That's what the subtitle said. I always thought that she said you will be bathed, and there will be cake. Did she actually say you will be baked, and there will be cake? That's funny. Anyway, so we're at puzzle 18. Everything's on the line except for cake. So, like, you know, through, I think, no, even in the last level they were introducing game elements, but I think, like, for maybe the first 3/4 of the game they were just introducing you to ideas in the game. So they spent all this time teaching you this stuff, only to have relatively short levels at the end. Actually, I'm doing this again. Like, I keep doing that. I just play through it as though you know what's going on already. So the water kills you. Yeah, we got that. There's no fling icon here. Interesting, they're giving you less clues. So you can see what's... Like, they don't give you a clue as to how to get across. Although, you know, there's that. I was doing it already. You can fling yourself across. But they're no longer giving you the clue to do it. Like this. That's what you need to do here, but they don't tell you, and there's no extended in the surface that gives you the clue as to where you want to put the portals. So they're giving you fewer clues, which is interesting. They're making it slightly harder. They're not holding your hand quite as much. Oh, wrong portal. Okay, that's the wrong portal. If I... So that brings us here. And we have another broken wall here. Let's just come in here and see what's behind here. So again we have the... What do you call this? The service areas? There's the radio. There's no messages this time. There's no writing. Let's see. No cake. Not never but now. Courage is not the absence of fear. What's going on here? Okay, I can walk up here. I don't think there's actually anything up here. Yeah, no, there isn't. But there's walkways, there's doors you can't open. I'm not sure what purpose this serves actually. I guess they're telling you that there are areas behind the walls. Let's see, there's water down there, we need to get up. Huh. Oh, that's not gonna help. Does the game actually tell you need to go that way? It doesn't. Like, there's no arrows, there's no pointers. That's interesting. Like, I've never noticed this before, but all of a sudden there's fewer clues as to what you're meant to do. Anyway, that's number 2 there. Where was number 1? Number 3. So 1, 2. Where was number 1? I don't remember there being... Yeah, no, there's no number 1. I don't understand. Was there a way to get through here or not? No, there isn't. That's strange. Anyway, let's just keep going. So we go through here. Number 2. That's odd. Alright, so number 3 is there. Okay, so we drop the portal. Number 3. Number 4 is up there. And number 4. Exit is there. Okay, the switch is there. So we're back with this, the extended panel, which means we need to fling ourselves across. And we can't put a portal down, but there's more stuff here. So I guess this is like a second part to this puzzle here. So there's like 2 separate areas. The first area is where we just came through, where we have to put the portals on the ceiling and all that and climb up. And this is the second part of the game, or this is the second part of this level, where they give you this room where you're reasonably safe.